Hello and welcome to all of you out there, astrology friends. Let's get into this. Let's get into the full moon of Sagittarius that is going to occur around about the 23rd of May. We're going to have a full moon the moon will be at 2 degrees of Sagittarius, and it will oppose the sun, which will be at 2 degrees of Gemini. So every year around this time, there's a full moon in Sagittarius. And I must say, I'm always looking forward to it because not only Sagittarius is a very fiery, positive, adventurous sign, and it is now mostly, you could say, aspected in a very positive way. So it's one of the favorite full moons, my favorite full moons, and definitely one of the best full moons I've been describing for last year, I think. So let's get into it, what it's all about, and then have a look at each and every sign for the 12 signs in what area of life this full moon is falling. So first of all, we have to have a look at, okay, the moon in Sagittarius, what does it mean? And then we have to look at the aspects that it is making so that the flavor of that full moon, we can understand it. So the full moon is always about things that come to fruition, things that we understand, things that are brought to consciousness, and we know what's going on. Now, Sagittarius is a fire sign and it's very mutable. So it's a fire sign that likes to get on a horse and do the ride and explore and become a wise person, basically. Now, everyone who's got Sagittarius in their chart, they have that in them. Especially the people who've got a moon in Sagittarius. The moon represents what you need and what you, your emotional setup. Those people, they will, when they are in stress, they will have to do something Sagittarian-like. So to become more calm and peaceful. So we all will have that flavor now, not only the Sagittarians. And what is that? Well, the Sagittarius energy is related to looking broader. So having a broader perspective is very Sagittarius-like. Going to university, going to study something that connects all the dots. That's very Sagittarian-like. It doesn't matter what kind of study it is, and not necessarily it needs to be a university, but as long as it's connecting different dots on a higher perspective. Travel, that's why travel is so much associated with Sagittarius, because it gives you a bigger perspective. You know, you look broader. You're not looking like this and this is my life. No, you see like, oh, these people are living like this and these people are living like that, and so on. So you kind of have a bigger picture. You kind of have a helicopter view. That's all Sagittarius. So we will all be invited to feel that energy. Some of us will feel the urge to travel. Some of us will feel the urge to learn something, or to teach. You know, Sagittarius is the big teacher. It's the guru. It's the teacher. It's the one that is so inspired because it's a combination of knowledge and experience, right? So, and it has helped them so much that they want to spread the word. That's very Sagittarian-like. So we will all have that energy around us available. So make sure that when you have to do a speech or when you want to learn something, it doesn't matter what it is. If you want to broaden your perspective, do it now. Do it now. Go on that trip. Go on that cultural event that maybe there is something that is shown to you of a certain culture that, you know, gives you an insight of some sort. So these are all, as Sagittarius is a fire sign, and it's in a positive element of the fire and mutual. It is very masculine. So it shows also action. It shows also thriving towards knowledge and experience, but also adventure. So it is a bit the bohemian side of sign of the zodiac for sure. And experiences is more important than stuff, right? Than material stuff. So a person who's got a lot, and especially, you know, with a moon in Sagittarius, a rising sign in Sagittarius, a sun in Sagittarius, they will tend to go towards more putting value on, especially Venus in Sagittarius, putting value on non-material experiences than buying a Porsche, for instance. You know, I'm not going to say that that there's no Sagittarian that is buying a Porsche, not at all. But I mean, like, the experiences is important. Like, when they have money, they would rather go like the experience, you know, maybe they want to experience with their family going to the other side of the world and see how people live there. You know, that's very Sagittarian-like. Sagittarius is also a sign that's pretty optimistic, and when it comes to the mindset. And because they have that optimistic, the glass is half full perspective, people think that everything just falls into their lap and everything happens because it's luck. Of course, it's not luck. It is the mind that is so strong, and for a Sagittarian or Sagittarian energy, it's about the half is the glass is half full. So when we have a problem arising, let's say, for instance, that we have a home, we have a house, and we have a problem arising. What could that be? Like, we have a leak somewhere happening in the roof and whatnot. Someone with a more pessimistic energy will say, you know, we are going to be in money problems, and we're going to do this and going to do that. And maybe someone else who's got more the Sagittarian, because they know that it's going to work out. They know it, and they say it to their brain. They're going to say, yes, there is a problem, but we can make it into our advantage. We can, you know, tackle this, renovate this, and then sell it again. And we're going to have, yes, invest first, but then we're going to have a higher price when we're selling it. You know, they turn every situation into something positive. It's what makes people successful, right? People who are successful, they often have, you know, that Sagittarian kind of energy. Not only because of planets there, but maybe a very strong ninth house, because the ninth house is associated with that. Or a very strong, the ruler of Sagittarius is Jupiter, a very strong Jupiter that is positioned very good in the chart. So it's a lot about knowing. The Sagittarian, they know they're going to be successful. And because they kind of exclude that negative energy of worrying, the negative energy of, because worrying, I mean, especially around things that are out of your control, you can worry, but it's energy that is very negative, of course. And so, of course, there's a negative side of Sagittarius as well. A Sagittarius, you know, and often you see that with people who've got like a moon opposite Jupiter or a sun opposite Jupiter. They can take on too much. They can say, yeah, it's okay. You know, it's like the maniac, right? It's like, oh, yeah, we're going to invest and we're going to do that. And they go higher than you know, they bite harder than they chew. Oh my goodness, my expressions. I know, but you understand what I mean, right? That's the most important thing. So, of course, we want to stay on the positive side. We don't want to exaggerate. That is a typical Sagittarian energy as well. You know, every sign has its up and its low. And the low side of Sagittarius is definitely exaggerating. It's definitely, it's a very enthusiastic sign, but it can go over the top, and then it can cause problems, of course. If you're buying stuff that with money that you don't have, and it's you know, you throw money out of the roof, for instance, that's also a Jupiterian, Sagittarian kind of thing. Like not being responsible and just do whatever you want to do. So I'm talking here about a huge opportunity here to have that faith. You know, with Sagittarian, I was talking about they have a knowing and they have faith. You know, it's represented by the ninth house, which is the connection with all there is, with the divine, if you like, or God, if you like, or the higher self. People with that Sagittarian energy have a very good connection with source, you could say. And because of that, they align themselves easier than other people who are having a big ego. And I mean, a Sagittarian can have a big ego as well. But anyway, so when you have too big of an ego, you think that you're God, right? And you're trying to fight it and try to fight something that is out of your control, which is a mess, right? So a huge opportunity for us to do all these Sagittarian things, and also spreading the message, giving advice to others, to those who want to hear the advice. You know, that's very, very important. Or getting advice of someone, or talking about plans for the future with a lot of enthusiasm and a lot of, you know, heart energy. It's fire energy. So, and I always say that, and I've seen that by doing years and years of charts. If people they may have the biggest problems in their life, but when they have a good connection with that ninth house, or with Jupiter, or with Sagittarian planets, they always can turn it around almost. Not like the Scorpio, that's the sign before Sagittarius, who transform it, but they take that knowledge with them and they kind of teach others. You know, that's why it's the teacher. That's why it's the coach. They love it. You need to have a big heart in order to be able to coach. You need to love people if you want to coach people. And you need to have that big heart of, I've been there as well. I've been there, and I'm going to coach you, because if I can do it, you can do it. You know, it's that kind of energy that that is going to peak around the 23rd of May. So what is it for you that you want to have that higher perspective, that you want to have that bigger connection with source, that you want to see more, that you want to understand more, that you want to know more, that you want to strengthen that? So that is what we're going to look at. Now, beside of that, is it a good, you could say, is it a supported full moon in Sagittarius? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And even by the darkest planet of all, because this full moon is getting a sextile from Pluto and a trine to the sun. So Pluto is at the very beginning of Aquarius at 1 degree almost, or around 1 degree. And the moon will be at 2 degrees of Sagittarius. So it's going to sextile that. The sun will be at 2 degrees of Gemini, which is a fellow air sign with Aquarius. So the sun is going to trine Pluto. This is amazing energy to transform, because here we get what is so rare. We've got the combination of Plutonic Scorpionic energy together with Sagittarian energy. You know, if you have people that you know in your life that are that combination, I mean, the combination of that Scorpio and Sagittarius, they kind of have that very special combination of being able to see the bigger picture, which is a Sagittarian stuff, and also of being able to go deep and to go to the root of the matter and to dig deep so that they can reveal what's hidden and that they can transform it. So you see, it's like going into the depth of the matter, which is Scorpio, but also going very broad. That is super big growth. And we're having this energy available to us. So use it. Where is it that you want to transform? Because I'm not only going to look at this full moon, I'm also going to look where Pluto is. Because Pluto is that energy in your life that has that power of transformation going on right now in a certain area of your life. And it's working with this moon. And that's a beautiful thing. That's a very interesting thing. So we all have quite a lot of power around that time. And because Pluto is power, and it's power to transform, it's power to change your life if you want to. Of course, this is all if you want to. If you want to change your life, you can do it. So the ruler of all of this, we have to talk about the ruler, of course, of Sagittarius is Jupiter. And what is the ruler doing? Well, the ruler is still at the very end in Taurus, about to go into Gemini, but it's still in Taurus, and it just had Venus crossing over it. So Jupiter is in a pretty, it just touched Venus. I mean, Venus-Jupiter conjunction is like life is so big, and there's a lot of love and positivism, and the intentions are very real because it's in Taurus here, and very peaceful as well. Venus-Jupiter in Taurus. So another thing is that during all of this, so Jupiter is in a pretty good state, is pretty happy there, and Mars is in Aries approaching Chiron. So because the next day it's gonna, or so, the next day or the next kind of days, Mars is being with Chiron, which shows the wounded healer, Chiron. And with Mars there, it means really going through pain. Really going through pain, not avoiding it. And because you go through it, you go through the fear, you go through the pain, you are healed. It's so the actions that we're doing now can bring up some pain, but we're going to do it anyway. And it kind of heals us, right? So that's the energy that is surrounding us. And we're in a period around that 23rd of May, where there's a lot of shifts into Gemini, from Taurus to Gemini. I said that in the in the monthly horoscopes as well. If you like, you can have a look at that. On the 24th of May, Venus goes into Gemini. On the 26th of May, Jupiter goes into Gemini. So you see that Jupiter, which is the ruler of all of this, from the very earthly sign, and from the very down-to-earth energy, from the energy of I want to, keep the things that are good. I want to collect the things that are good for me. I want to make sure that I'm comfortable. The Jupiter goes into Gemini, which is I want to connect. I want to connect. I want to talk. I want to have fun. I want to enjoy life. I want to communicate. That is the energy that we are in. So very fast, let's have a look at the 12 signs where this moon is happening and where it is highlighted for you to get the more knowledge, to get the higher perspective, etc., etc. For Aries, this is literally your 9th house. So for you, it's an extra boost for travel, for learning, teaching, writing, understanding life, getting your connection really, really strengthened with the divine. And Pluto is in your 11th house of hopes and dreams and wishes and friends. So there is a connection there and a tremendous support. So a lot of positivism for the Aries people, and a lot of things come to fruition when it comes to that 9th house. It could mean like a completion of a travel that you're doing, a completion of a book that you're writing, a completion of something that you want to share, something that you want to learn, you name it. Taurians, this is happening in your 8th house. So this is an understanding, a bigger picture of that 8th house, which is a very deep psychological house. So this could mean the things that are hidden, the things that are a bit more taboo, a bit more dark, that you have a bigger picture around that. The things that you are afraid of, the things that hold you back, these things you can have an insight now that is helping you to tackle these kind of demons, you could say, because the 8th house is a fear house. It can become a fear house when we are not tackling it. And the trine of Pluto is in your 10th house, so it also has to do with how you want to be seen in the world, or your work that you want to do. It can help you to transform that. Geminis, it's in your 7th house. This is your partnerships, your business partners, your lovers. The person that you connect with one-to-one, your clients. There is something that is revealed for you, and it's quite powerful because this Pluto is in your 9th house. So it's when you're single, for instance, this could mean that an establishment now, or a relationship that is becoming serious. When you are in a relationship, it could mean that something is revealed from that partner, and it's quite platonic. So it's quite like they grow very, not only fast, but also real and deep, and it's thorough. Cancerians, this is your 6th house, so something comes to very much clear for you and an understanding around your 6th house, which is your day-to-day work, your lifestyle, your health as well. So something becomes very clear, and it's connected to Pluto in the 8th house, which is a very deep house and a very secret house. So it's the house of taboo as well. So, but it's working in your favor now. Some things could come up that are now very clear for you. So some of you will change jobs, change routines to improve their health. And it's a bit of a wake-up call, but also a bigger insight. You kind of have that understanding of what's going on a broader perspective, on a broader level, that your lifestyle and your day-to-day things that you do or not do are very, very important for the rest of your other aspects of your life. Leos, this is a fellow fire sign. So for you, this is amazing energy because it highlights your house, which is the 5th house. And this is romance, or a new romance could appear here, especially with Pluto in the 7th house. Wow, very charismatic person, very strong, very powerful. And it shows something about your power as well. For others, it's more on a creative level. There is a project, there is a business that is launched, or a project that is launched, or a new hobby, or new love that appears here. So it's a lot about the heart chakra, and it's a lot about what you love to do, what you love to do and what you're gonna do or doing. Virgos, this is in your 4th house, the bottom of your chart. So this is a highlight around home. Things are becoming clear around home. You're getting a bigger perspective what's going on at your home. It could be literally your home. You're having some insights, and it's related to Pluto in the 6th house. So it could mean literally that you're going to renovate, that you're going to make a plan to improve your home and to transform it. For others, it's working from home and is feeling very powerful in the work that you're doing. And for others, if it's not about the home, it's about you. It's about you feeling very secure on the inside, you being your best parent. And because of that, you kind of transform the day-to-day life, your lifestyle, in a way better way. And the 6th house is your house, so it's very important for you. Librans, this is happening in the 3rd house. This is really a very mental kind of energy, and an energy where you find something very coming to fruition when it comes to maybe a short trip that you've been doing, or a study, or publishing, sales, PR. You might have done an improvement on your website, for instance, or you're gonna do a website, all of these things. And it's very expressive because Pluto is in your 5th house, and there's a lot of support there from the transformation of showing truly who you are and what you're all about. And so for a Libra, it's also a lot about the way that you communicate. There could be news coming in for you that is very much in favor of what you like and what your heart is at. And that's truly lovely. Connections as well with siblings, with neighbors. There could be something coming to fruition. Scorpios, this is happening in your 2nd house. The 2nd house is the house of your assets, it's the house of your worth, it's the house of your money. So there could be coming something very clear around money for you, around what you own. You could have done a big, buying something that is quite big for you, and that relates to your home as well, because it's sextiling Pluto in the 4th house. So you could be doing some transformation there. You could be doing also some sort of a growth of a talent that you've been working on, or growth of literally your confidence. Your confidence is highlighted, and what you value in life is truly, truly highlighted here, and what you think is very, very important for you in order for you to have a very fulfilling, purposeful life. Sagittarians, I mean, this is your new full moon. Fantastic. It's fantastic. You know, show who you are, express yourself. This moon is in your first house. You're going to be heard for sure. And you're going to be seen for sure. You're going to be very, very open and very, very strong at the same time. And so the whole beginning, watch the whole intro, because it's all for you, what I said there in that introduction. The Pluto is sextiling you, your energy in the third house. So this is a lot about your communication, a lot about your thoughts, a lot of your power is in your mind. And it's, you know, when the glass is half full, that means you have a positive, constructive mind, and you can do whatever you want to do, basically, in theory. And you will have that energy of being very positive towards your life, even when it was maybe lately a bit more difficult for you. There is optimism here for sure, and it's real, and it's tangible, and it's also very transformative. And of course, relationships, because you have that sun there in the seventh house. So if you're single, this could mean a relationship. And this could also, if you're not, it could simply mean that one person there. It's kind of highlighting who they truly are, and who you truly are. And because of that, there is depth and transformation. Capricorns, this is happening in your 12th house. So this is a very unconscious, behind the scenes house. But nevertheless, it shows that there is some bigger understanding of your unconscious behavior, which is amazing, because when you're doing that with Pluto in your second house, your value can rise, and because you understand yourself better, you can make better choices in life. And then you're not so you could say compulsed. You can it's not about that compulsive behavior that you don't know why you're doing it, etc., etc. Now, no, it's about knowledge about those patterns that before you didn't know why you were doing what you're doing. And because of that knowledge, it's such a big power for you. So it's all happening behind the scenes. People are not seeing this. It's you that is seeing this. And because of that, you can really improve your life. You can really improve your life in general. Aquarians, this is happening in your 11th house. This is very, very nice energy for you, because the 11th house is the house of hope. It is the house of, but it's not about hope, basically. It's about your future that you know now. It's going to go somewhere. You know the goals, because you did the work. And with this full moon here in Aquarius, it's showing already its fruits. And that can mean new friends. That could mean in a community that you feel good in. It can mean in associations that you are a part of, and that you feel that you are feeling very much that you belong there. But for many of you, it's those new goals. It's those new goals for the future, and you're going to do them, and you're going to transform because you're going to do them, because you have Pluto in your first house. Pisces, this is happening in your 10th house. This is the top of your horoscope. This shows actually that how you want to be seen in the world, how you present yourself in the world. It's much, look at me, this is it. This is it. And it's very positive. And if you do have to do now, like a presentation or something, it's amazing. It's fantastic. And Pluto is in the 12th house. So you have that kind of knowledge and understanding of deeper patterns that are operating within you. And you understand them better. And because of that, you have better options and purposes for your future and for your life, where you want to be a part of society, whether it is through work, through a career, or whether it is with the energy that you are exuding, the positive energy that you are exuding. So there's something that reveals itself with the work-life balance. It could be like a restoration here that's operating, which is giving you more balance, and that's a good thing. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. I wish you all the best with this very, very interesting, flavorful, juicy kind of full moon in Sagittarius. Enjoy. Bye-bye.